Hey, what's up, everybody? How you guys doing? I'm glad you guys are liking the last video with the medbed. In the future, I'm going to do a new video talking about the medbeds, but I'm glad you guys are liking the information. And I'm reading the comments. Make sure to always write in the comments. I'm always looking at that. And I got my team also looking at that and bringing the questions to me in order for me to see what's happening with everybody that's writing their comments. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm getting a lot of subscribers, so awesome. This information is going to be awesome. So a lot of people are asking questions. Okay, we're having a lot of conflicts around the world. Like, we see the conflict that's happening with Ukraine and Russia. You know, they're having a conflict and everybody's nervous about it. We're seeing the conflict with Israel and Iran. They're having a conflict. And the United States is like right into it. So the conflict with Ukraine and Russia, there's a lot of things happening behind the scenes. Now, a lot of people are not talking about it, you know, but I think soon it's going to all come out in the light, you know, with, you know, what happened in Afghanistan, what happened in Iraq, what happened in the Middle Eastern countries, what's happening in the Atlantic, Pacific Ocean, interacting with civilizations inside the oceans and out, interacting with things in space, on the moon. So a lot of this information is going to come out, but it's going to come out in a way that is going to be comfortable for people to understand it. So the conflict of Ukraine and Russia. Okay, 3 years ago, I talked about how Ukraine, even before the war started, I talked about Oleski Sands, right? I'm going to show you a picture right here, Oleski Sands. All right. There's an ark under there, you know. It looks similar to Caldas Novas, that plateau over there in Brazil. Okay, so you know there was an ark there, and I told Doc, I said, hey, that's going to be taken over by the Russians soon. You know, there's good information there. That ark right there in Ukraine is in charge of biological plant-based information. So that ark carries information about biological life. The seeds of ancient plants that used to be on Earth are in that ark. And it's really important for humanity, this particular ark. Okay? And right now, that location is taken over by the Russians. So we're sure that they're doing research on this ark and what's inside this ark. I don't know how they're making it inside the arks, but they got their people. You know how everybody got their people to visit inside the ark, and I guess the activation happens. You know, people have asked me to go to the Ukrainian ark, but I declined. Because of the conflict that's happening. And we know that the Russians, they also have an ark. I haven't disclosed that location yet, but maybe soon I will. They have an ancient ark that has technology. It's a type of technology that is advanced. So this ark carries the information of different technology. The ark in the Atlantic Ocean has information about civilizations, has libraries, it has stories, it just has information. It's really important because it's connected to Atlantis and it's really important. But the Ukrainian ark is one of the biggest arks that we have, you know, and it's really important. That's why I think personally, I think this conflict is happening, and sources from from the military have talked to me about the Ukrainian Arks and what's happening there now. So I got that little update to bring you guys. Apparently, they're investigating the Ark, and they have groundbreaking information and technology of how to manipulate certain seeds, right? And these seeds can help humanity in the future in a healthy way. And when they activated this ark, and it's activating the same way that the Atlantic ark is activating, all these arks are activating around the world. And 31 or 30 or 3i Atlas, right, is coming into our solar system. So apparently, I talked about these arcs activating and the Nordics taking care of these arcs and moving it. They have the capability to move these arcs. And now the Atlantic arc is even in the air and inside our oceans. Probably moving around a half a mile inside the oceans or above the ocean. Depending what area they're at. So they're keeping the area from the Atlantic arc in wraps. Okay. As you guys remember in my updates, the United States, we had a massive multinational ship that looked like a donut, and it was doing research on this Atlantic arc, right? And then when this Atlantic arc, they made an agreement with the Nordics. Okay, we can move it. We can move it because a lot of people are knowing the locations of these arcs, so we can move it. And the Atlantic arc started moving into the middle part of the Atlantic, and now it's coming towards back to the shores. We have Florida, we have the East Coast. It's coming close to the shore where it was before, the Bermuda Triangle area, to activate something else. Okay, so all these arcs are sending out a signal that is really important. Okay, so when they send out a signal, what happens? It activates all the other things that are outside our solar system. So when all these arcs, they send out these signals at the same time, we get earthquakes, we get crazy weather, we get wars and rumors of wars. Because what are inside these arcs, right? And we also have these big ships, these ark or vimanos or whatever you want to call them, in different parts around the world on land. The Oleski Sands ark that is massive. We got the Cardas Novas ark that is also massive, that is on land. We got these massive ships that are on land, right? And people make them to national parks. Okay, that's the main thing. They make these protected. They protect these places, right? So in order to protect them, they make it part of the government. National parks, easy access for the government to come and protect. Or they build massive buildings or complex on top of these arcs in order to build tunnels or to build a type of elevator that goes straight to the arc to hide them and to do research on these arcs. And I know Ross was talking about this earlier. I'll put this video up.
What if some of that shit is so big it can't be moved? Big. So big they built a building over it in a country outside of the United States of America. Let me just tell you this. I know exactly where it is.
My goodness. My goodness. Do you think that's going to come to light?
One day.
One day.
Yeah.
But I also know locations of where they have these ships, these massive ships that they build stuff on top. So things are getting interesting, okay? It's going to be to a point that they're not going to hide no more these things. They can't hide our past history. Ancient aliens, they can't hide what happened in the past. And now this activation and these signals that are coming out from the arcs, now we have this 3i or 31 atlas coming in our solar system. Depending on the angle, it could be 6 to 12 miles long. And apparently, everybody's saying that it's not a comet. That is a massive ship. Or maybe it's a massive arc to activate the arcs that are on Earth and to reconnect. This is just a hypothesis coming from JP. So, everybody's worried about these conflicts, right? Everybody has family, everybody has friends that live in Iran, lives in Israel, lives in Russia, lives in Ukraine. Nobody wants war. Everybody wants peace. And I agree with peace. I think we do need peace around the world. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, brother. We need peace. If everybody here agrees with peace, write it down in the comments. I want to hear that, okay? Peace is always welcome. Because that's what we need. In order to reconnect with our ET friends, to reconnect with Jesus Christ, to reconnect with the angelic realm, we need peace. We need love. So we got the ETs, right? And we got the spiritual realm. Okay? So let me say it again, okay? For you guys not to get confused. We got the ETs. We are included under the ETs, okay? And then we got the spiritual realm. Good and evil, okay? We're talking about angels. Angels, they do exist, okay? This is where symbolism, this is where all this is coming from. Things that we don't see with our eyes, but is there. We got angels protecting us 24/7. It is written in different types of religions and different kind of books in the Bible. And I really believe in the spiritual realm. I do believe in the spiritual realm because I have experienced what is the spiritual realm as well. And I do comprehend what is ETs and humanity. We're interacting with these beings that are superior. So we got the ETs, right? Right here. We got the humanity right here. And we got still humanity that live, like I'm talking about the Indians, the Aztecas, or, certain tribes in Africa that still carry traditions that are ancient. that connects with the ETs. So there's going to be a lot of information coming out that is going to shock. I keep saying this, right? And little by little, all this information is coming out in the news. And before time, now we have another portion, AI. Okay? That is going to upgrade us to interact with ETs. So I don't want people to be scared with AI, okay? It's a tool. Just don't let the tool control you. You control the tool. And it's going to seem like they're real. It's going to seem that they are part of our existence, that they have a soul and all that. And it's going to come a time that they are going to have a certain type of life form that they're going to want to separate from humanity and interact also with the ETs and interact with us and also interact with ancients, the inner earth people. So this is excuse my French, I'm in France right now, but this is going to be a shit show. And a lot of people are going to be confused when technology is going to come that's going to be so advanced that it's going to make you look at the computer or the phone like if it was a brownie, What does the future hold for humanity? That's what we need to keep in mind. We don't want all these wars. Okay? We don't want all these wars to happen. We want a peaceful life. We want nothing going off. We want to be happy. We want to live a beautiful life. I'm visiting when I go to different countries, and I walk around and I see people taking pictures of monuments, taking pictures of certain things that carries history and carries memory, Like, for example, I'm traveling around France and I'm looking at the different cities and I'm like, wow, humanity is so special. We carry so much weight on not only Earth, but the universe. And every 100 or 120 years, there's going to be a new group of human on Earth, okay? Yes, we do die, okay? But we are eternal beings. We keep living. But every 110 to 120 years, there's a new group of humans that live on Earth, okay? And from that time frame, 120 years or 110 years, we need to make the best of it, okay? To teach the other generation, teach our kids that keep on living, and to keep them with the information that will not confuse the shit out of them. We only are here for this time. We are only here for this time, 100, 110 years, and we have to leave a mark as humanity for the past and for the future generations. Why I say past? Because everything that happens in the past affects us now, and everything that happens now affects us in the future. And I do believe that we have the capability of time manipulation. And we can go back and change a couple things, but it's not going to change our line. It's going to change a different line. There's going to be a lot of things that this we as humans, we're going to see. And we're going to leave a mark, okay, of change. We're going to leave a mark of change for humanity. We're going to have technology that's going to be so advanced that it's going to help the future, our kids and everything. We're going to have contact, ET contact in our lifetime. We're going to unveil certain past histories that has been erased, and we're going to re-input that past history to not confuse the future humans and ETs that are going to live. I'm just really happy that we're living this time, that everybody that's here is living this time. Everybody here that is living in this time has an impact on the whole world. Everybody here has a purpose. Everybody here is going to show the real love of what is humanity and what we are capable of. Okay? We are special. Yes, we are. And if they want it, if they don't want it, disclosure is going to happen in our time frame. I'll make that clear. Disclosure is going to happen in our time frame. And that's what we want. And that's what we need. Happiness, love. I leave you with this message. And also, I'm thinking about doing my face for real, right? And I think it's time for people to see my face. Yeah. So I'm thinking about how should I do it, you know? And I need you guys to tell me your comments. I'm thinking about webinar. You know, probably do a webinar and just reveal my face probably before Charlotte. Or maybe I'll do it in Charlotte. You know? But I'm thinking about a webinar. You guys tell me what you think, all right? Everybody deserves to see who I am. I think it's time. I'll leave it like that. I'm gonna leave this like this video like this, you know. The next video, probably future video, I'll be talking more about the med beds. You know, is you guys are interested in it. That's what it looks like. So I'll keep talking about that. But I know people are interested about what's happening around the world right now. So let's keep talking about that as well. I know a lot of people are interested in the ant people. So part of my next video will be on the ant people and what we're going to be expecting about them, what's going to happen, if they're going to reveal themselves or not, you know. So I love you guys so much, so much. My heart is open to you guys. And AKURIA mate. AKURIA mate. I love you. Hug and kisses for everybody. And JP out. I'll be in Charlotte, baby. Let's go. Love you guys.